Welcome to Empowered and Unstoppable, the show where high-achieving women crush self-doubt, ditch imposter syndrome, and step boldly into their greatness. I'm your host, Megan Bunnell, and together we'll unlock the mindset, strategies, and confidence you need to create unstoppable success on your terms. Let's dive in. I want to start today with a question that might sting a little bit. What if the life you're living right now isn't the life you actually have to live? What if the stress, the guilt, the pressure, the constant feeling that you're behind isn't the life you're meant to live? What if it's just the way you've been living it? Because I need to say something to you today that may feel a little confronting, warning, but I promise it is said with so much love and compassion. Nothing in your life is going to change until you do. Not your stress, not your pressure, not the frustration, not the feeling that you're constantly juggling too much. Because the truth is, most women aren't trapped by their circumstances. They're trapped by the way they've learned to live inside them. And today we're going to talk about that because I have seen something incredible happen with women who decide to live their lives differently from the inside out. Welcome back to Empowered and Unstoppable. I'm your host, Megan Bunnell, life coach, former educator of 18 years, mom of 4, and someone who is obsessed with helping women create lives that actually feel as good on the inside as they look on the outside. And today's episode is one I've been wanting to record for a long time because over the last few months, I have had hundreds of conversations with women who are successful, women who are smart, women who are capable, women who have beautiful families and good careers and amazing lives on paper. And yet they feel overwhelmed. They feel stretched thin. They feel like they're constantly running. They feel guilty when they're at work. They feel guilty when they rest. They feel like they're doing everything, but never quite doing enough. Or maybe they are doing enough, and it doesn't feel as amazing as they thought it would. And so many of them say the same thing to me. And it sounds like this: I don't want to live like this anymore. But here's the part I think we need to talk about more honestly. Because wanting a different life is not the same thing as creating a different life. You can want peace. You can want joy. You can want alignment. You can want balance. But if you keep thinking the same thoughts, making the same choices, reacting the same ways, then tomorrow will look just like yesterday. And the next year will look just like this year. And before you know it, a decade goes by. Still living in the same stress, still carrying the same guilt, still believing that hustle and pressure are just the price of being a woman who cares. But here's what I know after coaching women for years. That is not true. You can live a completely different life without changing a single thing externally. Same job, same kids, same responsibilities, same house, same calendar. And yet the entire experience of your life can feel different. Let me give you an example. I worked with a woman recently. We'll call her Sarah. And Sarah is a working mom, 3 kids, full schedule, busy job, constant responsibilities. I'm sure many of you can relate. And when she first came to me, she said, I just feel like I'm failing at everything. She felt like she was always behind, always stressed, always snapping at her kids, always feeling like she should be doing something else instead of what she's doing. And nothing, let me make this clear, nothing in her life changed. Her job didn't change. Her schedule didn't change. Her kids didn't change. But with working with me, she did. She learned how to manage her thoughts. She learned how to stop living in constant pressure. She learned how to be present. And the result? Her kids started saying things like, Mom, you seem happier. And her husband noticed that she just seemed lighter. Her work performance actually improved. And the most beautiful part out of all of it, one day she said to me, I feel like I actually get to live my life now. Same life, totally different experience. And then there was another woman that I worked with, and her name, we'll call her Emily. I almost said her real name. Emily is the kind of woman that from the outside you would look at and you would think, wow, she has it all. And she has it all together. Great career, beautiful home, healthy marriage, kids who are doing well. She's organized, she's responsible. She always looks put together. She's a high performer. She wasn't overwhelmed. She wasn't falling apart. She wasn't snapping at her kids. She didn't feel like she was failing. But when she sat down with me, she said something that I hear more often than you would think. She said, my life looks amazing, but it doesn't feel amazing. And that sentence stopped me because so many women live there. Everything is technically fine, but it just feels a little flat, a little tense, a little like you're managing your life instead of actually living it. Emily wasn't looking for rescue. She was looking for aliveness. She wanted to feel present again. She wanted to enjoy the life that she had worked so hard to build instead of just managing it. And what's fascinating, again, is that nothing in her life changed. Same job, same house, same family, same responsibilities, my friends. But she started living inside her own life differently. She slowed down. She learned how to stop mentally living 6 steps ahead of every moment. She stopped rushing through the very life she had worked so hard to build. She learned how to manage her mind and have her brain be working for her, serving her. And a few months later, she told me something I'm never going to forget. She said, it feels like someone turned the color back on in my life. Same life, my friends. Completely different experience. And that's the quiet reality for so many women. A life that looks beautiful on the outside, but feels muted on the inside. And this is the part that I want you to hear today. You, yes, you, have more power than you think. You have the power to decide how you think, how you show up, how you respond to stress, how you treat yourself, how you experience your life. But most women are never taught that. They don't teach it in schools. Our parents don't teach it. We don't talk about it around the dinner table or out at cocktail hour, right? Instead, we're taught and we're shown, push harder, do more, sacrifice more, be everything for everyone, and smile while you do it. And then we wonder why we're exhausted. And I can relate. I remember a season in my life where I was doing everything right. I was working, raising kids, managing a house, doing all the things. And yet I constantly felt like I was failing somewhere, right? If I was working, I felt guilty about my kids. And if I was with my kids, I felt guilty about work. If I rested, I felt lazy. If I pushed harder, I was burned out. It was like I was living my life with this constant tension. And what changed everything wasn't my schedule. It wasn't my responsibilities. It was learning how to change the way I lived inside my own life. And once that changed, everything felt different. And yet, I can relate to Emily too, because the guilt went away, the feeling of failure went away, but my joy and excitement for the amazing life that I had wasn't there. So I went back to work on me, changing the way again that I lived inside my life, managing my thoughts, my energy, my time. And again, the results were astounding. My life looked fantastic on the outside and felt just as amazing and awesome on the inside. Everything felt different and the way that I wanted it to feel. Same life, incredible personal results. I see it over and over. My friends, it just works every time. And here's the truth I want to lovingly say to you today. If you're waiting for life to calm down, you're going to be waiting a long time because life doesn't get less full. Seasons come one after another, but it can feel lighter. It can be full of joy. If you're waiting for the perfect moment to start living differently, my friends, that moment doesn't exist. The moment is now. It is always now. Because the truth is this: your yesterday does not dictate your tomorrow, but your choices today do. And here's the hard truth that I want to say with love. If nothing about the way you think, respond, and show up in your life changes, then 5 years from now, your life will probably look very similar to today. Same stress, same patterns, same guilt, same rushing. Not because your life is broken, but because you haven't changed how you're living inside it. And that's the incredibly good news, because it means that the power to change it is already in you. Now, here's something else that I've noticed over the last few months. I have had hundreds of conversations with women who want support, who want guidance, who want transformation, who want to start living differently. But often, if they don't agree to work on those things and to get those results that they want, they usually say the same two things. Either I don't have the time or I can't afford it, right? Those are always the two things. And sometimes, let's be honest, those stories are just stories that we tell ourselves when we're not ready to change. Or maybe it's out of fear that it's not going to work, right? But other times, those barriers are very real. And yet the need for support is also very real. And that gap has been sitting on my heart for a long time, because I truly believe every woman has the power and deserves the support to start living differently. And so I decided to do something about it. Over the last several months, I have been working behind the scenes tirelessly, sometimes late at night, sometimes early in the morning, but building something that I am unbelievably excited about and that I am convinced is not out there anywhere to fill that gap. It's a community designed for women who are ready to live differently, not someday, but now. And this is not traditional coaching in any way, shape, or form. It's not group coaching. It's not one-on-one coaching. It's not online courses. It's so much bigger than all of that. It's a place where women can grow together, where you can get the tools, the support, the guidance that you need in a way that fits your life. And inside this community, you're going to have access to all the traditional methods: online courses, journals and workbooks, group coaching sessions, one-on-one coaching opportunities, and an active community of women walking this journey alongside you. All of it. It truly brings together the best parts of every coaching model all in one place. And the best part? You get out of it what you want at the pace you want. So if you want to dive deep, you can. If you want to take it slow, you can. If you want community and accountability, it's there. If you want to explore and get your feet just a little wet before you dive so deep into coaching, it's there. This is a space for women who want more for their lives and don't want to do it alone. Because here's the truth. You don't need to spend another year feeling the way that you feel right now. You don't need to spend another decade living in constant pressure. You don't need to keep believing that stress is a price of success. There's another way to live. And I have watched hundreds of women step into it. Women who are calmer, more present, more joyful, better moms, better leaders, better partners. And not because their lives got easier, but because they learned how to live them differently. And if you're wondering if this is for you, if I'm talking to you, it is. It's for the stay-at-home moms. It's for the CEOs, the entrepreneurs. It's for the 8 to 5 ladies. It's for the part-timers. It's for ones with kids, without kids. It is for all of us. Women only. Because here's the deal. Nothing will change, my friend, if you don't change. And if something inside you is listening to this episode right now thinking, I want that, then this is your moment. And let me say something really clearly. You don't need another decade of life to prove that you can handle stress. You've already proven that. What you deserve now is to experience how good your life can actually feel. Most women spend their entire lives trying to manage their circumstances. But the women who transform their lives, they learn how to manage their minds, their energy, and their presence. And that changes everything. So here's what I want you to do. Do something. Don't just listen to this episode and move on with your day. If it spoke to you, reach out. Send me a DM, email me, visit my website, join one of the welcome and information sessions that we're hosting, express your interest. I can reach out, but take a step, any step, because the women who change their lives are the women who choose to start. And if you're ready to stop living in stress and start living in possibility of what's different, this community was built for you. All the tools that comes with life coaching, all the support that comes from a group, all the materials that you can have that you need from an online situation, right? All of it all in one place that's affordable and with women who are right there beside you doing it with you. You don't need a new life to feel different. You need a new way of living the life that you already have. And the moment you decide to change, everything else can begin to change too. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this episode spoke to you, share it with another woman who might need to hear it. Invite her to join this community with you. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss on what's coming next. Because the life that you want, it's closer than you think. Results come faster than you would imagine. And you are far more powerful than you've led yourself to believe. Your life doesn't change the day your schedule gets lighter, my friend. Your life changes the day you decide to live it differently. So until next time, keep showing up, keep growing, and keep becoming empowered and unstoppable. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to Empowered and Unstoppable. If today's episode spoke to you, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend who needs a boost of empowerment. Are you ready to take your success to the next level? Visit www.meganbunnellcoaching.com. Remember, you're not just capable, you're unstoppable. See you next time.